ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ, namaste, and welcome to Knock TV. मैं हैगी ਹਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ host ਅਮਨ ਢਿੱਲੋਂ, and ਅੱਜ ਇਸ episode ਵਿੱਚ ਮੇਰੇ ਸਾਥ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ the legendary, the man himself, Dr. Satinder Sartaaj. Satinder Sartaaj, reunion here in Toronto.
Again.
Welcome back.
Thank you very much, Tilo.
I'm so happy to be reunited because last time we met, 2019 C.
19 it was, yes.
Time flies. So much has happened, but you're back here. And I know Toronto is very special for you. Because your first ever huge show
concert, yes,
was here.
Yes.
So how are you feeling?
It is not about huge. It was first ever outside India concert was here.
Yeah, but it was huge as well.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
So how do you feel coming back to Toronto now?
Toronto is like second home. I always say, like this time when we have done 3 concerts already. 2 in Alberta, Calgary and Edmonton. Then one is Saskatchewan, Regina, and from Regina to here, Pearson, when I landed, I was telling my entire crew that this is the, aroma of the wind of Toronto. Yeah. When I felt the very first time on the 9th of April 2009, and that was my, first exposure to the Western world, and I still can be very nostalgic about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you have been to a few Canadian cities already.
Yes.
I know you've been to many cities. You're going to my hometown, Winnipeg. So I'm going to make sure it's extra special for everybody watching.
We are concluding the Sphere of the Eminence in Winnipeg.
Of course, because your favorite Canadian TV host is from there. But tell me, whenever you're doing a show, you've done so many shows. Obviously, a lot of your Toronto fans, they've probably been to all your shows. How do you keep that show different?
In first 3 minutes, I always ask, "Pehli bari kede aaya?" Who are the first
timers?
timers?
Or I'm sure people have seen you before.
Yes. Yeah. I'm like in the dilemma of like, is this a good thing or is this not? Yeah. If so many, new people, then that means your old people are not coming. They are done with you.
No.
But the good thing is, like, every time there's a new water you're inserting in the lake, so it is refreshing also. It is vice versa. I think I cannot figure it out. Is this good or bad or equal?
But then do you wing it? So if lots of people go hanji asi pehle bhi aaya, do you change your set a little bit to be like, oh, make sure it's a new experience?
Okay, listen, if the majority of the people are new, then I have to sing all the famous old songs.
Of course.
If majority of the people are the old one, like who already have attended my concerts, then I will say, okay, stay, you have listened to all these songs, let me try something new. So we'll, unreleased songs I try to sing at that time.
Unreleased? Oh,
even my musicians haven't heard sometimes. Yeah. On the sound check in Calgary, my crew arrived on stage for sound check. It was 6:15 and 7 p.m. was the door open. Can you imagine? I was sitting alone on the stage because they were stuck in London when the fire happened in the Heathrow. And in the meantime, I was making a composition when I was alone, sitting on the stage, checking sound without the musicians and the sound engineer. And I sang that particular composition as the first opening song in the Sphere of the Eminence Tour Canada 2025. So this is how I behave.
No, but that's, I think, speaks to your talent. Because I've asked you before, I'm like, for any artist to be in this business for this long, you have to keep evolving, right? Because the audience, they can be tough, right? Sometimes they're like, oh, it's the same, or, they move on to someone else. No, your fans are die hard.
No, my perspective towards live concerts is quietly unique and odd and threatening to me also sometimes. Like, it is not about satisfying the audience. I think it is quite okay for me to do that. For me is to, walk on that thread. Like, no, let me try something hard. Let me sing something unique, something extraordinary, something what you say, like the people are not very much familiar with, dark. It is not dark, but the metaphor and the symbolism of the poetry could be so hard to decode sometimes for the Western diaspora we have here. I do those things purposely sometimes, and my team said, what he's doing, he should sing Adariya, Yama, and go home.
Yeah.
But I generally put myself in the hardest way.
And I'm sure the audience loves that too, because now they don't know what to expect. It's going to be a surprise for both of you.
100%, right? Yes.
So actually, let's talk about that. Last time I saw you, you had just done the Black Prince. You had toured many places. You had your success. Now, fast forward, you again have now had more movies now. You've done 4 more. You've released more songs. Yeah. You've had more experiences. How's that changed now, your material, your music, your poetry? How's it changed?
If the person is evolving and changing, then the scenario and the things you are creating are obviously changing. The biggest change I am realizing in myself, in my brain neurons or whatever, that I'm damn content. Like I'm like, oh, this is me. This is what I want to write. This is what I want to compose. This is what I want to record. This is what I want to shoot. This is what I want to release. It works. It did not. It does not. Genuinely, it does not matter at all to me. At all means at all. Like in Canadian thing. When people say in Canada, no, I mean it. No, I'm not joking. Then I genuinely realize the person is speaking the truth. In the West.
Well, yeah, we say that all the time.
Yes.
We're very honest people here. And we'll say sorry all the time too. So.
I know, yeah. So if I'm saying that, like I genuinely, it does not affect me at all. So that's the pinnacle of contentment. That's the zenith of being the subliminal state of being, etc., whatever you may fathom from it.
But as an artist, I know when you started off, you were new, you're getting your bearings about what my image is going to be, what am I passionate about? And you've told me this before, you don't chase commercial success, but yet it still follows you, right? Which
Fortunately,
right? But you always say it's for you, right? It's not for, the promoter.
It is not always for me. It is for my people to whom I have so many concerns. Actually, my deepest and the glorious emotion being Dr. Satinder Sartaaj is the empathy. If you have to describe me, it is not about you, like you must describe me accordingly, but if I have to describe by myself, one emotion who is describing the entire phenomenon of Dr. Satinder Sartaaj is the empathy. So, in Regina, मैं हम पंजाबी च बोलदा, there were so many people, youngsters came from like Punjab. मैं कहा यार कि me as Dr. Satinder Sartaaj, ਅਸੀਂ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮਕਬੂਲ ਹੋ ਗਏ, ਫੇਮਸ ਹੋ ਗਏ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਬਿਜ਼ਨਸ ਕਲਾਸ 'ਚ ਆਉਣਾ, ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਰੋਲਸ ਰॉयਸ ਨੇ 에ਅਰਪੋਰਟ ਤੋਂ ਚੱਕਣਾ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇੱਕ 5-star ਹੋਟਲ 'ਚ ਰਹਿਣਾ, ਸ਼ਾਮ ਨੂੰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਤਿਆਰ ਹੋ ਕੇ ਕਨਸਰਟ ਕਰਨਾ, ਇੱਕ ਸੋਲਡ ਆਊਟ ਕਨਸਰਟ ਹੈ, ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਵਧੀਆ ਪੈਸੇ ਮਿਲਣੇ ਆ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵਾਪਸ ਇੰਡੀਆ ਜਾਣਾ, ਦੈਟਸ ਇਟ. ਬਟ even in this sphere, I can minutely understood the scenario of the people in the balconies, ਉਹ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਪੱਗਾਂ ਵਾਲੇ ਮੁੰਡੇ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਤੋਂ ਆਏ ਆ, ਹੁਣੇ ਖੜੇ ਆ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਕਿ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕਿਸੇ ਭੂਆ ਕੋਲ ਰਹਿਣਾ, ਕਿਸੇ ਮਾਸੀ ਕੋਲ ਰਹਿਣਾ, ਠੀਕ ਹੈ, 3 ਮਹੀਨੇ ਬਾਅਦ ਉਹ ਫ੍ਰਿਕਸ਼ਨ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਹੋਣੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਕਾਕਾ ਤੂੰ ਆਪਣਾ ਘਰ ਲੱਭ, ਫਿਰ ਉਹਨੇ ਆਪਣੀ ਜੌਬ ਵੀ ਮੈਨੇਜ ਕਰਨੀ ਹੈ, ਫਿਰ ਘਰ ਵੀ ਮੈਨੇਜ ਕਰਨਾ, ਫਿਰ ਪੈਸੇ ਇਕੱਠੇ ਕਰਕੇ ਵਾਪਸ ਘਰ ਵੀ ਭੇਜਣੇ ਆ. ਉਹ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਮੈਂਟਲ ਸਟੇਟਸ ਹੈ ਨਾ ਜੀ, I can read, I can correlate, I can fathom many things from that. So ਉਹ ਮੇਰੀ, ਮੈਂ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ, ਉਹ ਮੇਰੀ ਖੂਬੀ ਆ, ਮੈਨੂੰ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਵੱਧ ਉਸ ਚੀਜ਼ ਤੇ ਫਖਰ ਹੈ that I can be very compassionate and very empathetic to any person who is in front of me.
And very humble as well. I always say every time I've seen you, and I've seen you from the beginning, right? We've started off our careers together. You're the same person. Right? Success has not changed, and I think that's a beautiful thing. And now you're just saying...
But there's not a single effort I am doing for that. This is very natural me. Yeah. So if the rain is coming, it is not touching to you, then it is okay, I think.
Yeah, nothing affects you. But I do think people appreciate that you still treat your fans just like your very first show. You appreciate them so much, right? You don't take it for granted, and I think that says a lot about you.
It is like people who are just, even in Edmonton, there was a girl who was just holding a, car plate, Dr. Sartaj. She probably bought somehow. There are number plates here in West, like you can have the names on it. I said, oh, thank you very much for your love. Stand up. show to the entire arena and tell me your name, etc., etc. So if you recognize their affection, it does not affect you at all. There's not any bucks you are spending for that. Yeah. So you must do it, I think.
Does it still surprise you when you find out that fans have traveled really far away, spent a lot of money just to be able to come see you for one night?
It generally does. Like,
right?
Yeah. Like if I am the decision maker, like what could be the price of the tickets, where should we perform, etc., etc. Obviously, this is a very Live Nation is doing all these things, and you can just say if you can do some student discount, if you can do some senior citizen discount, etc., etc. I can only tell, but there are some business decisions you cannot. You must not actually alter those the what it is called agreement things, etc., etc. So yeah, but it does bother me. Yeah.
But you're selling out huge arenas. That's why I'm like, I think it's beautiful. And so I wanted to ask you, you know what, the industry has changed a lot since you started, right? Obviously you have performed at different venues, but now we have so many artists, especially Punjabi artists, that are being featured on mainstream, right? They're being featured on the radio mainstream. They're getting signed by the mainstream record labels here. We just had the Juno Awards, which had a South Asian artist category. So I wanted to ask your opinion, like, what are your thoughts about why this industry right now is just blowing up so much?
Oh, it is not that easy to explain that thing, because this phenomena is not just happened, and it is not just a very natural thing. There are some blessings, probably, you can say, to the land of these 5 rivers. First of all, our linguistic aroma is so strong, probably. And above all, the enthusiasm and the zeal of our people is so loud and so extraordinary and so fiery that the world has to recognize that, I presume so. So these are the elements which we are blessed with genuinely. And now we are on the global phenomenon, and still very earthly, still very domestic, still very, as you say, connected to the roots, khetan naal, pehiyan naal, pindan naal, karan naal. Our metaphors are still same, our symbolism are still connected to the roots. So this is genuinely being a state. It is not an entire nation. It is just a state from many states. And even though you are just blossoming like a nation, that is genuinely a quite significant, very monumental movement, and a sphere and the time for our periods, I think.
But do you think it's maybe because the rise of social media, maybe the rise of just the fact that our community has gone to so many different countries now, right? So there's international students everywhere. Do you think maybe that is now just creating this wave where non-South Asians are appreciating Punjabi music?
Sorry, just explain it again, what you just said.
What do you think is the rise? Like, is it digital media? Do you think it's digital media that's helping? Okay. Is it just, something else that's really
the diaspora is strongly spread toward around the globe. Canada particularly, it could be the reason. Social media, yes, but all the nations have social media. And I don't know about China, I don't know about other countries which has the strongest diaspora as well in the West, particularly in Canada. I don't know if they are also recognized in these sort of awards and etc., etc. You can tell me better, because I am not very much on social media. I am not very much informatory. I generally don't read newspapers. I don't watch televisions.
Wow.
Yes. So yeah.
You're very focused on yourself. Just peace.
I am in my, I have made a farm. I named it the Sublime Solitude. So that is my state of being genuinely. So I am in my own blossoming, aromatic, sublime state of being, and which is so productive, which is so, Punjabi ਚ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਜ਼ਰਖੇਜ਼ ਹੋ ਗਈ ਮਹਿਰਮਾ ਦਿਲ ਦੀ ਜ਼ਮੀਨ ਸਾਡੀ ਤੇਰੀ ਬਦੌਲਤ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ ਹੈ ਬਿਹਤਰੀਨ ਸਾਡੀ. So you are very fertile. I am genuinely very fertile when I'm alone in the solitude. So yeah.
That makes sense. I can see that, because you need that time to just be with your thoughts.
Yeah.
I want to ask you, there's so many artists right now that are like, you know, really blowing up. Is there one artist in your mind that you're like, I really am a fan of theirs, or I want to work with them on a song, on a future project? Who's your, like, the it person for you right now?
In the world or in our people?
Anyone.
You know, we were trying for Quincy Jones.
Ah.
Yeah. So that one, and I adore Adele.
You told me that last time. We have to make this happen.
Yes, we have to. Yeah. And
Adele, call him.
Oh, goodness. And then Arijit is my darling.
Yeah.
Oh, God. The performer after Jagjit Ji, he has that phenomenon in his voice that you cannot ignore him if you are listening to him. Yeah, these sort of.
So let's make this happen. Let's do some
Let's
collaborations.
try it. Yeah, yes,
why not? Okay, so let's get back to movies. Like I told you, I interviewed you after The Black Prince.
Yes.
I was blown away by your performance. I thought you did such an amazing job because it's like a very different stage for you, right? It was such a big role. It was taking on this huge historical figure for us. And now you've gone on to do more movies. So how do you feel? Like, is this something now you're going to balance music and acting? Are we going to see, you know, maybe more and more movies coming in?
Okay. Initially, I mean, I was not very much enjoying the filmmaking, the process of filmmaking generally. Films are okay. Even still, I can do watch the European history on Netflix, etc., etc. But I am a very workaholic person. I cannot sit in the vanity having makeup and for 3 hours, like waiting for the scene. But this time when I was shooting Khushal Singh, I made a huge change in me. Like, if the scene is getting ready, I am writing my poetry. There are many poems that I wrote in the vanity during the film shoot. And so I am just balancing in between, because concerts are my dearest things. So I am like, you know, Regina, I was saying, मैं थोड़ा गोरा लग रहा हूँ क्योंकि I am very happy. When I am on stage, I am like another person. So yeah, but if you have watched, if you didn't, please do. Shire is my dearest film in my filmography till date. And that was genuinely me, you know, performing as Satta, performing as, you know, the Shire. So Khushal Singh, it was a very much needed subject for the Eastern world, particularly our state, our nation. And it did so well, and we have entered in the 7th week, which is the rarest of the rare these days. 50th days we celebrated in the cinema as Khushal Singh Apna Rastu. So I think, yeah, we are going quite well, but I will not indulge in filmmaking much, that I cannot be derailed from my prime focus, as I did during the Black Prince. I was just defocused for 5 years, from 2014 to 19, because the research was so intense. I had to go to Paris, I had to go to Maharani Jinda's house, I had to go to many things. I was too much involved in that, and it took years to me to come out from Maharaja Dalip Singh's demeanor, that, you know, British aristocracy and etc., etc. So yeah, now I am balancing quite well.
And you make everything seem so easy. Like, that's why I'm so impressed, because, you know, sometimes being a singer doesn't necessarily mean you're good as an actor, right? It's really difficult to be able to take on new challenges and be successful. So I want to ask you, maybe you just always seem like you're easygoing, but do you feel pressure sometimes?
You know, there's my quote. I am writing many quotes these days. One quote is, I am stressed when I am not stressed. I need pressure.
You need it.
I need it, yes.
Oh, that's good then.
Yeah, I need pressure to be the finest performer. If everything is going easy, I'm saying, no, things are not going quite well, you know. So I know, because मेरा पिछोकड़ जिहड़ा है वो एडी सख्त खेतीबाड़ी दा है. You understand Punjabi, ना? हाँ. So मैनू उन्हें इन्ना कुछ सिखा दिता, hardships. ते मैं हमेशा दसदा, like, if I am having direct flight to San Francisco, which is 16 hours from Delhi, I can go directly to the green room and perform. Same day.
Wow.
Yeah. So these things, I think you can say you are blessed or you are very much seasoned in these scenarios. Yeah. But yeah, as you were saying yesterday, my friend who is from India, but he's in California now, he was just, Punjabi ਚ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਵਿਹਲਾ ਬੈਠਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਉਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਕਿ ਅੱਛਾ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ he just watched our film Ikko Mikke. That was my first Punjabi film after The Black Prince. And we were thinking like I was evolving as an actor, but he said that was your finest performance till date. I said, as you said, because it just ignited that thought in me that you were saying you were very much like this from the very beginning of your career. So I think I am very natural. I think that's
well, I think a lot of people look at you and they admire your career, and I always like to make sure the viewers feel inspired for whatever their dreams and goals are, because I remember you have built a career. This is a dream. You're living your dream, and I want to make sure the viewers also feel like they can go after their dreams. So let's share some advice. How do you every day just make sure that you keep moving forward? You don't give up. You don't let any setbacks make you go, this movie didn't do well, or this song didn't do well. Like, you don't get discouraged. What's your advice?
I know this is not very easy for every person. मेरे लिए कहना सौखा है क्योंकि मैं है ਇਹੋ ਜਿਹਾ. I cannot give any advice to anybody. I can just suggest few things. Like, if you are an artist, that is a blessing in itself. You are not working on a road. ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜਦੋਂ ਪੰਜਾਬ 'ਚ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ ਕਈ ਲੋਕ ਸੜਕਾਂ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਲੁੱਕ ਪਾਉਂਦੇ ਆ in the hardest sun in the month of June, July, but you are blessed. You are sitting inside in a pleasant atmosphere. You're creating something, you're releasing something, and many people have already recognized and are recognizing your things. So just cherish it, first of all. When you start relishing your own sphere of creativity, then you will say, see, I am a creator and people also loving me too. Being a creator itself is a blessing. So when you have that perspective in your mind, I think which is very much needed in this phenomenon of social media, the dilemma of this adolescence of being famous, etc., etc. So that is only advice. I know it is very hard to apply it on yourself, because if your brain is so trained that you can mold it and you can dictate it anyway, then there is no need of anything anyway. Yeah.
Well, mindset is everything. I always say that. However you want to look at the situation.
I think I have told you this thing. Let me just compile the conversation. Initially, 8 or 9 years ago, I read this quote: mindset is everything.
Yeah.
And this was my phone's screensaver for 1.5 years. And then it evolved by itself, and it evolved to that, no, perception is everything. That is my own code. And after 2.5 years, then I went, no, priority is everything. And then for 8 years, this was the process. And I recently wrote a quote of 3 words that respect the process. The process is happening towards you, for you, within you, around you. You have to respect and trust this process. Then everything will evolve. And recently, 2 years ago in India, my dearest friend, his name is Vikas Divyakirti. He is one of my dearest friend, and I think the finest thinker in our nation these days. And in Hushar Singh, I actually forced him to come and conclude the film, and he's in our film also. He's giving the monologue on stage. And he said, Sartaj ji, what will, वो हिंदी बोलते हैं, तो वो कहते हैं आपको पता है अब क्या आएगा, कि आपने कहा mindset is everything, then you go perception is everything, then you say no, priority is everything, no, you will go to actually nothing is everything. So I think, yeah. So this is the process, and we have to behave accordingly.
Yeah, I like that. Okay, so of course, we're so excited to have you back in Canada. I want to make sure the viewers get a little taste. I know you said you like to mix it up, right? So there's going to be some surprises for you at a show.
Yes, 100%.
But could we maybe just sing a few lines of one song that for sure the fans get to experience at your show?
Why are you revealing these things?
Just one, just to give them the mood,
okay.
Give them a little sneak peek.
I'm not sure I'm going to sing that generally, because
it's something exclusive for us then.
Probably because when I sit on stage, I will feel the arena or auditorium, whatever it is. After that, I decide what should I sing. Can you imagine?
Okay, chalo. So after talking to me, be reunited. Whatever your feelings are about, being in Toronto, being with your favorite TV host,
yes,
you can sing that song.
Yes. ਮਸਾਂ ਮੈਨੇ ਕੋ ਪਲ ਜੋੜੇ ਕਮਲੀਏ ਪਿਆਰ ਦੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਦਿਨ ਥੋੜੇ ਵਕਤਾਂ ਦਾ ਬਾਣੀਆਂ ਏ ਲੋਭੀ ਦਿੱਤੇ ਹੋਏ ਪਲਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਨਾ ਮੋੜੇ ਮਸਾਂ ਮੈਨੇ ਕੋ ਪਲ ਜੋੜੇ ਕਮਲੀਏ ਪਿਆਰ ਦੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਦਿਨ ਥੋੜੇ ਹਾਂ ਰੱਬ ਜੀ ਇਜਾਜ਼ਤਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਉੱਡ ਜਾਣੇ ਸਾਹਾਂ ਦੇ ਪਰਿੰਦੇ ਸੁਣ ਸਰਤਾਜ ਦੀਏ ਜਿੰਦੇ ਆਖਰਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪੈਣੇ ਨੇ ਵਿਛੋੜੇ ਮਸਾਂ ਮੈਨੇ ਕੋ ਪਲ ਜੋੜੇ ਕਮਲੀਏ ਪਿਆਰ ਦੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਦਿਨ ਥੋੜੇ
Thank you. So beautiful. Everybody, please go see a show. It's coming here in Toronto. Then we're going to go to Vancouver and to Winnipeg, and hopefully lots more shows.
After this, we are going to Britain.
No, we're keeping you in Canada, okay? So more shows in Canada. Keep him busy. Enjoy the show. Make sure to get your tickets before it's too late and sold out. Thank you again.
Thank you very much. We are here in Toronto, the darling city. There are many poems I wrote about this particular city, and our diaspora is so blossoming here. Congratulations and have blessing and keep rooted. And we are performing here in the Scotiabank Arena on 6th of April. It is this Sunday, 2025. The Sphere of Eminence, Dr. Satinder Sartaaj live in concerts. Let's rock it.
Let's rock it. Thanks again. Thank you so much. Everyone, thank you so much for tuning in to this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you next time. I'm your host, Amin Dillon, signing off.